Okay, this is video number 7. We left off video number 6 speaking about Mark Jennings, who has been poisoning the public and armed services. I'd caught him pissing in a box. He may have even put blood in a box from whenever he's shooting up of national beef meat in Liberal, Kansas. It did surprise me that he actually told me what he was doing, but of course none of these lawbreakers even care. Neither does the law-breaking government. They already know that they will get away with attacking me because the government has went about telling these lawbreakers to lie and deny it, and that they, the government, will lie and deny it. No matter who or when I do tell the government about these law-breaking people, whether they're the druggies, the drug sellers, or the government themselves, they all always deny it to protect their lawbreakers. And the government knows about these people doing this law-breaking. Because many of you may be saying, well, the government would want to know about that because he is poisoning the government. Now, because he did have a badge, which he may have stole or which he may have been used to be part of the government, was he trying to poison the government as revenge? But he was actually trying to poison anybody in the public, because he, according to his statements, before he became a manifester, he was doing it. And so it would go to any place, and he didn't even know wherever it was going. But once he became a manifester, he knew where it was going. So then he could, basically the way it sounded is so that he could target it more towards government officials, Army, Navy, Marines. It was so that they could get poisoned with this, it was non-curable hepatitis B, C, or something, and people die from it, from what he told me. There was nobody I could tell. I already knew if I went to tell the government that they would attack me, because their intention is to attack me for telling on any law-breaking people, even the non-ones, so that they can get away with doing the law-breaking against me, so that the government can get away with doing the law-breaking against me. And also, most people who do know about the government have either heard from other government people or other people of how, although the government does all this law-breaking and the law-breaking people do all this law-breaking people, a lot of the people in the government are even against different government people, not because of presumably any of them being good, but because they're law-breaking people, you know. So this law-breaking government person is against this other law-breaking government person, so they're all out to do all this. And so it's like they don't really care if somebody's doing this type of law-breaking thing, you know. So, wow, Mark Jennings is poisoning people. Good, a lot of people will die, you know. Or good, poisoning the government. Well, some of those government people are going to be dead then, you know. The more they die, the more it makes the ones that feel like they're poor richer. I've heard people comment like that. Harry King knew about it. Of course, why would he want to do anything about it? He's involved with the government and their law breaking, and of course, Mark Jennings, he may or may not have sold drugs. It looks like he did use them very extensively. Any of this may or may not be going on there more with other people. Of course, the government has said to own it, quote unquote, the town elders of Liberal, Kansas overtook national beef, and so then they call it government owned. That would be for financial money from the Jacobson family, but also possibly because they and their children are doing all these drugs and all this law breaking going on. I don't recall if Mark Jennings was working there after I left or not, or before I left or not. I think he was whenever I left. And once again, I left. If it was that time or the time whenever I tried to tell on the drug people, it may have been one of the times before whenever I was working there. But I eventually got attacked by drug people. Maybe Mark Jennings had told some of these drug people to attack me. Maybe Mark Jennings had even told Harry King, you know. I don't know. I have tried to go to the government with some of this information. one time I went to the office for the FBI, and of course, once again, see, the government, they keeps track of me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I knocked on the FBI's door, and of course the guy opens the door, and I said, "Hi, my name is Jimmy Curtis Bias. I would like to give you some information about some drug-selling people." And the FBI agent, he looked at me, and he said, "You get the fuck out of here," and slammed the door in my face. Now, that's the federal government. He did not want any information about the mafia drug sellers or about the drug sellers. And to answer that question would be, I would not have any information about any drug sales going on that he, the federal government, and their law-breaking government does not already have. So, you know, they keep track of any and everybody all over the United States from the time you're born all throughout your life. They lie and deny all this for reasons of, you know, Big Brother watching you type things, or anybody who may disagree with it. And if you disagree with it, then you definitely are being watched more. The United States government, because of saying all their ways that the United States people are in a land of freedom and it's not of the government against the people, or using people as slaves, because they deny all those type of things, or using the lawbreakers because they deny all those type of things, or using laws and rules and breaking laws and rules their own selves because they do any and all those things. That the United States government doesn't need the information. And of course they already knew who I was. They keep track of me. I'd never met that person individually, but because they do talk about people like me who they've stolen thousands of inventions from and prevented from being made, or only allowed them to be made whenever they want them to be made. Then and of course that is another subject. We will try to get that in videos later on. Some of it may have already been on some videos, but that's a total different subject. So this video was mainly about national beef, and the same as the last video about Mark Jennings, about government people being poisoned and public being poisoned. Mark Jennings, I don't recall. He may have been from one of the eastern states. I'm not for sure which one. He also had worked in Oklahoma, maybe Guyman, Oklahoma. He worked at National Beef. He was married, maybe divorced, or maybe he did not get married. He had a little kid, I believe. Maybe bald-headed, or partially bald-headed. A little over 6 foot, or maybe around 6 foot. I'm not for sure. Maybe 5'9". I know he was taller than me, and I'm 5'6". A white male. Whether he's still at National Beef or in Liberal, Kansas or not, I don't know. There's something else you people may want to investigate. So the next video, video number 8, we're going to talk about Pepsi Cola and the drugs going on there, and about me being illegally attacked there.